Welcome to my YouTube channel, Love for Intuitive Astrology. So today I'm going to talk about the upcoming year of 2025 for the sign of Capricorn. So this is for everyone who has their sun, their moon, or their rising sign in Capricorn. I'm going to talk a little bit about the shifts of the planets, where this will happen for you in your chart, and I will also talk about the best months to travel, the best months for love, and all that stuff. So stay tuned and let's look at your overview of 2025. So we're starting off this year with Mars retrograde, okay? Mars will be retrograde up until the 23rd of February 2025. And it will start off in the sign of Leo, and then it will move towards Cancer. So a lot of frustrations because Mars wants to move forward. And when Mars is retrograde, it's going to be more inward, which could create a conflict of interest. And that's why Mars retrograde could bring some frustration, some anger. And very often this anger is related to something that was already bothering you, but it's been kind of hidden, okay? That you kind of didn't really pay attention to. And with Mars retrograde starting in the 8th house, for example, you could be less in the mood, for example, in the 8th house. It could also mean that you need to recheck your finances, okay? Recheck your investments, recheck if your insurance is still valid, if your papers are all in order, if your taxes are okay. And it could bring a little bit of frustration because going back to something you already arranged can be frustrating. Like nobody wants to spend time on all these details that you already bothered with before and you have to do it again, okay? But anyways, it's gotta happen. And then it will move into your 7th house in February. And this is more related to your relationships. So if you are in a relationship, you could see that, maybe you're a bit more frustrated with your partner. You could be a bit more angry. So make sure to discuss things openly with each other. And it could also mean that if you're single, someone could be coming back. This could still be with Mars in the 8th house as well. And there might be some subconscious anger. So it could be like lusty, but then with a touch of anger. So is this person coming back for the right reasons or not? And these are things that you're gonna have to discover. One of the good things, Capricorn, and a big exclamation mark, is that Pluto is out of your sign. It's done, okay? No more stress about transformation after transformation after transformation, okay? Only if you would have a really late ascendant, moon, or sun Capricorn at 29 degrees or 28 degrees, you're gonna feel that, okay? But outside of that, it's done. And we can move on to the next chapter, which is Pluto in the 2nd house, which is more about money. And Pluto is creating extremes, extremely holding on to money, spending, and you're gonna have to find a balance between holding on to it and spending it, okay? So there is a natural flow, and also not use money for your benefit or for power, right? This is what Pluto is teaching you. And it could also be that you meet people that use money as power as well, okay? And if you use money for the good, you're working with Pluto in the best way possible, okay? Then we have a beautiful, because at the beginning of the year, your love life might be a bit unsteady, but after June the 8th is going to change that. Or June, do I say that correctly? June the 9th. I'm getting a bit of a brain freeze. Okay. After June the 9th, it was June the 9th. it's gonna change. I have to be precise, right? When you do astrology. So after June the 9th, Jupiter is exalted in your 7th house. This means if you're single, dress up, look around, because you might meet the right person and it's going to be a really exciting time for you. Some of you will get married around this time. This is a beautiful time to meet a soulmate, okay? So if you're not ready yet and you're watching this video in 2024 or at the beginning of the year, use this opportunity to heal your patterns, because sometimes people don't attract the right partner yet because they are not in the right space to attract them, right? Because when you are not in a place of loving yourself, you might attract a partner, but this partner might not be very good for you, right? Because another person will reflect what you are thinking about yourself. So if you want to attract someone that's gonna lift you up and that's really going to embrace you for who you are, you have to look at your own self-worth, which is Pluto in Aquarius for you. So look at your self-worth and you can really attract the love of your life this year. So, or get married or get engaged, but a lot of good stuff can happen. Up until June, Jupiter will be in your 6th house. So watch with food because you can gain some kilos. Don't worry, it's not that bad, okay? If you do your sports, if you do your things, nothing will go on. I'm just looking at things that might happen, right? So diet is important, have a good routine, and also you could get more clients and some luck in your field of work at the beginning of the year. So it's a good time to keep rolling, do your sports, have fun with your colleagues, and yeah, things will be just fine. Saturn will start off in the 3rd house in the sign of Pisces. And 3rd house has to do with your communication skills. So it might be that you feel a bit slower in the way you communicate, or you're gonna think things through a bit longer, okay? You might find new strategies to do your sales pitch or to do your presentation or just to communicate in general. But this is gonna be a destined strategy, or the way you talk, it's going to be different. You're gonna be thinking more about what you have to say, and if it's not gonna be valuable, you're not gonna say it. So you're only gonna focus on the really meaningful words. So I think Saturn in the 3rd house can be really beautiful. And on the 29th of January 2025, the North Node will also be in the 3rd house. So that's why it's going to be something you're going to use for the long term. So any strategy, any scripts for emails or wordings or ways of studying, it's gonna be for the long term. So if you do a study, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna take long, but it's gonna help you on the long term. So make sure to keep going and try to have this positive attitude, because it can really help you in the long run. At the same time, you know, we're gonna have Saturn in the 3rd house, which could be a little bit of difficulty with siblings. And on the 25th of May, Saturn is moving in your 4th house. So this could mean that your family situation might be a bit difficult. And Chiron was already there in the 4th house. So you could feel like you're doing a lot for your family and you don't feel like you're getting a lot back. It could mean that you have to find your own grounding, and that will reflect in your work and that will reflect to the people around you. So you're gonna rediscover your identity compared to your family, because Aries is all about your identity. And Saturn in Aries, they say, well, in the classic books is saying that it's in its fall, right? So it's not really happy in Aries there. Some painful situations might come up with what you're feeling and how you identify in comparison with your family. But also by facing these things, it's gonna bring you the biggest growth ever. So I agree that maybe things are in its fall, but sometimes you need a bit of difficulty to grow the most. Because if everything is going so easy, then it's kind of boring. You're not learning a lot. So I feel like we shouldn't see this really in a bad way. Then on the 3rd of May, Neptune is going to join Saturn in the 4th house. And Neptune is really making things a bit foggy. It's making things unclear, but it's also spirituality, creativity. And when it's with Saturn, I really like it because Saturn can really ground Neptune, okay? And it can ground it, and you can really bring your ideas to the earth, okay? So if you are, I don't know, working on design in homes, and it's gonna take a lot of energy, but you're gonna strategize and you're gonna get it done, okay? So whatever it is that you're doing, if you want to clean up your karmic ancestral cycles in your family, you have a huge opportunity to do that. For now, Saturn will be in Aries between the 25th of May and the 8th of October. And then it will be back in Aries in 2026 in February. So take the opportunity to really heal your family line, focus on meditating and really finding your own grounding, right? No matter what your history is with your family, the more you feel grounded in yourself, the more you can accept where you stand, okay? So on the 7th of July, we're going to have Uranus in the sign of Gemini, in your 6th house. And it will be there. Did I say right? I said Saturn will be until the 8th of November, but that's not true. It's the 1st of September. Sorry, I'm confusing dates, but there's so many. So Saturn will be in Aries up until the 1st of September. And then Uranus will be in Gemini up until the 8th of November from the 7th of July. And this will be in your house of work, so, and routines. And you're gonna be a bit allergic during that time for routines. You're gonna want to have a more free routine. You could be starting more freelance work or being self-employed, or just you want to be in a job that has flexible hours where you can kind of manage what you have around you, okay? Manage your own time. It could be that you might shift or try different types of jobs just to make sure that you're going to be in the right one. Or you're going to choose something completely, completely different than what people are used to. Are used to from you. Okay, yeah, I said that right. Anyways, so a lot of shifts, and we have Virgo in the 9th house. So you're gonna let go of maybe faraway travels, traveling far away, and you want to explore things more close by. At the same time, you're maybe not so focused on spirituality in the sense of reading a lot of books, but you're more focused on finding your home, finding your family. So Capricorn, let's look at your best months for traveling, for love, and all that stuff. So let's have a look. So best months for traveling for Capricorn is January, February, July, and August. Then we have the best health months are going to be January up until June, because you're going to have Jupiter in the 6th house. So this is really good for your health, and you might get some really good results regarding to your health if there was something up. So this can be very, very positive. You could also find a diet that could really change the way you treat your body, okay? But it can also lead to a bit of overeating, so be aware of that. Money months are January and February, okay? There could be some big transformations happening because you do have Pluto there in the 2nd house, so be aware of that. Love months, well, April until the end of the year. This is definitely a love cycle for you. A lot of you are getting married, engaged, you're meeting someone. So make sure that you put yourself out there, that you keep working on yourself, and that you also represent yourself without filters. So you can attract someone that is really attracted to who you are and not someone that is attracted to the facade, okay? Because if people cannot love you for who you truly are, then it's really difficult to live together. So it's really important that you pick someone that you have a lot of matching topics with and that you can really grow together with. And then we have career. So January up till June, we have Jupiter in the 6th house. This is also good for career. Have some fun with your colleagues. This is really good for spending time with your colleagues. Then we have September and October are also very good months for your career. Moving. So if you're interested in moving, overall this year might be a bit more tricky for you to move. We have Chiron and Saturn, and especially between May and November, or May and September, it's going to be a little more difficult, okay? But March and April would be the best months for you to move if you are thinking about moving, Capricorn. So that's my message for you. This is the overview of 2025. Let me know in the comments, like, what are your plans for 2025? I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you're going to be up to. And, if traveling is in your plans, I'm organizing intuitive astrology retreats. It's a 7-day retreat and it's going to be in the middle of the countryside, really beautiful. And we're going to look at really fun astrology workshops and meditation so you connect with yourself again. And I'm going to really help you to awaken your own intuition and to read your own chart. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. So if you're interested in this, look at the description box below. You can find the website there and all the information. And I'm wishing you an amazing 2025, Capricorn, and a happy new year full of blessings.